Hello YouTube, what's up guys? I just thought I'd say hey, and also I just thought of just make this video to give the Cajun Blaze, you know what I'm talking about, help. Because he was talking about, you know, he didn't know how much is too much or how much is too little when it comes to working with this. Which, you know what that is, Cajun Blaze. It's the Lansky sharpening system. You've got the diamond stones. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing, buddy. Anytime you're sharpening with the Lansky system, your paramilitary 2 is roughly the same size as this Schrade Imperial knife. Roughly. You know? Maybe a little bigger. You know, the spine might be either as thick or as thin as this one. But the way that you had that knife in there, I'm going to tell you right now, buddy, that was just too deep. Even a knife this big is too big to be fitting into this small. If you look at it, I'm going to try to get this as best centered as possible. As small as that opening is, right there. See a little indent? This is far too big to go into. So what you're going to need to do is, you're going to need to take that knife and you're going to need to put it in there beyond that slit indent, 1/4 of an inch, which really ain't a lot. But believe me, you're going to want to do that, because if not, you'll offset the angle of your knife. That's not meant to sit in there like that. And your diamond stones are perfect for sharpening. Now, the one thing you're going to need to remember is, on either side of the knife, on the side of the knife that you're sharpening on, you need to pay attention to the opposite side. Because on the opposite side, you will begin to form something that is called a burr. Now, I know this is a poor way of doing it. What happens is, take your knife, it's going like this. You know, there's the spine of it right there. It's straight. You know, there's no metal off to the side, either side. You know, as good as can be. But as you're sharpening on one side of it, on this side, let's take this as the blade edge. On this side, on opposite side, there's going to be a burr. This burr is going to raise up. Take your fingernail and just lightly brush up on it. When that burr gets to where it's apparent it's there. Now this burr should be even all the way down. It's where the metal begins to create a wire edge on the side of the blade. You're done on that side for that angle. And then repeat the opposite on the other side until there's a burr on that side. On the opposite side, that, you know what I'm saying? Now, this knife. What happens with the metal when I said burr is, your knife blade will start like this. It will curve over like this, which is like that. On opposite sides, you're going to go back and forth with that stone until you create a burr. Now that burr is going to go from this side to this side. When that burr is like that, you've raised the burr on both sides. You've got that edge up to a point. Your knife edge should be a point, just like the tip of this knife. It should be a triangular point all the way down. On top of that, be sure to keep your blade clean. Between each stone, you should wipe it off with a moist towelette or an oiled towelette, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to take all those metal shavings out of the steel. Okay? And then as you're going on to the finer stones, repeat the process over and over. In the end, you could either take it to a polishing wheel or something like that, or you know, you've got your knife still, and stuff like that, which, you know, your knife still is just like a butcher's stick, something like that. Or, you know, you can take it to a strop, which a strop would be perfect for it, or something like that. And if you do it right, your knife should be as sharp as that. I love this knife. This knife is my favorite knife, as you can see. Don't you see it? Let's see if I can get smaller. Oh, this is a poor example of a knife, but this is actually an old knife here, so it does its best. If you do things right, that's how it should turn out. That is how it should turn out. By the way, this is a straight Imperial, so yeah. But Cajun Blaze, you know, it's a pleasure to watch your videos. I'm a big fan. You know, hey, you know what? I was always taught in my family, I just scratched your back, so how about you scratch mine? Help me out. I'm looking for broken knife parts, stuff like that. Maybe old knives you don't even use anymore, you know. Preferably things like Spyderco, Gerber, or Kershaw, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, that's all you need to know about knife sharpening. You know, I'm a big knife collector myself. I've got some Schrades, I've got some old knives too. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily old, but still a very old knife company. Frost Cutlery USA. There's one of their hunting knives right there. Oh, I love this thing. It's got a very beautiful handle on it, as you can see. I love this thing. I just recently put an edge on it, and I don't even know what it can do yet, but here goes. After this, YouTube, I'm out. So you be the judge. Does it look like I know what I'm talking about here? Cajun Blaze. That's all I got to say. Take my advice for what it's worth, buddy. It's up to you. Peace.